Okay, while I was putting you on my selfie stick, I stopped the video. So I guess this is part 2. So let's go outside. We're gonna, okay, this might be dangerous with a selfie stick. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm very klutzy and I fall a lot. So going down the stairs with a compost bin and a selfie stick might not be a good idea. Let's try this, okay. And in the rain, right? My husband would say, see, oh. Okay, I didn't fall, but my husband would say, do you see why you fall? These are the reasons why you fall. But we're going to do it anyway because he's not here to give his opinion. Okay. Watch out, puppies. Okay, going downstairs. I gotta be careful. Watch where I'm going, and it's beautiful rain. You know, because the rain is what waters the garden, right? So, okay, this isn't as easy as you think with a selfie stick. I kind of did better on my own, but I will learn, right? I think it'll be better for you in the long run. Not today because, you know. So again, okay, I gotta take you off here again. See, we're running into issues. Let's not do the selfie stick today. I'll practice on my own and then you don't have to put up with it. So again, you remember the compost bin. This happens to be a rotating drum, which I love because compost also has to have air. And these drums have little air holes in them. So I love these drums because this is probably a week and it's almost soil, if you can see. So awesome. So I'm going to put you here. Hopefully you'll stay there. We're having technical issues today. Okay, get my compost stuff. Put it in my composter. And there is all the stuff from last night's supper added to the beautiful compost that's already there. And of course, again, these drums need to be turned so that they can get the air. So turn it. Oh, I still have some compost in there. Okay. But then I want to show you, not everybody has a rolling composter, and really gardening is all about, you know, you don't have to spend money. There are other ways to do it without spending money, because sometimes I find we just have to think a little bit. I'm trying to put the lock on the gate. There we go. We just have to think a little bit instead of just rushing to the store. So, remember I talked about by accident. Hi, Diane! My friend Diane. I'll be in a minute! Okay. She'll wait for me. She wants to get out of the rain, so she'll just go in the house. Look at the beautiful maple tree. Now, when I look at that maple tree, I don't just see a beautiful tree. I see lots of leaves in the fall for composting. Awesome. So remember I told you by accident I was putting all my leaves and all my weeds beside the garden, and then I got this beautiful hill of compost. So I've almost used the whole thing up. There's some left. But this, I thought, after I did that, I thought, okay, I need to do this more often, because that compost broke down in about 1 to 2 weeks. So that tells me that, first of all, the air getting at it really broke it down. But another thing that happens, all the little organisms that are in your garden are working away at this soil. They can't get into a composter bin. They can get into this soil that's out in the yard. So this compost broke down faster than my bin because of all the little organisms. One of my favorite things, earthworms, filled with earthworms. This pile was filled with earthworms, and earthworms are what breaks it down, gives air to it, makes the soil, and then I put that soil, remember we hilled the potatoes with it, if you remember our video on hilling potatoes, we hilled the potatoes with all my compost material. Some was broken down and some wasn't. Okay, this one over here was more broken down. I'll just show you. So this compost was from the pile as well, and it was nicely broken down. Okay, and this one was on the top and it was not broken down, but I used it anyway because the potatoes are happy, they're covered, they're well hilled. So this area here, you don't need a big area. Just at the end, I'm thinking I'm going to do 3 hills. I'm going to have fresh compost. I'm going to have stuff that's half broken down, and then I'm going to have finished compost. So 3 little hills. Now this area is probably, I don't know, 6 feet by maybe 7 feet. It's not big at all. There's lots of room for 3 compost piles. Now when you know how we have the rotating drum, that's awesome because you're rotating it and you're mixing everything up. On the piles outside, you need to, we have to go back to the garden center because we need a pitchfork. Absolutely. Okay, I just told you that maybe there's another, you don't have to go buy things, you can just kind of think a little bit. So I just thought there for a minute and thought, okay, I really can use that rake that I bought that I didn't know what to do with. Yeah, so you see where you can get carried away and run to the greenhouse? Yeah, let's just use the rake. So you have to, lift it and move it a little bit. Maybe every few days, just lift it and move it a little bit, toss it around so that all the organisms can get in there nicely. And I will have 3 beautiful compost piles to place on the garden. Because we did talk about this before, you have to put nutrients back in your garden. You can't just keep taking and taking and taking. You have to put nutrients back. And a lot of your nutrients come from the scraps from the garden. So just take what the garden gave you and put it back. Okay, let's go take a minute. Diane's going to say, "Where are you?" "I'm coming." But let's take 1 minute. See, she knows when I get out here and get sidetracked, it's not good. She may never see me again. See our little, remember our comfrey and nettle teas? They are just buzzing with little organisms right now. I don't know if you can see them, but there's little wee organisms in there, and those little organisms are breaking down all the mulch and giving us beautiful tea, see? So again, we're going to use that to water the garden, and we're going to take what the beautiful garden gave us, compost it, and put it back. And the garden says, thank you, awesome, awesome. That puts potassium, nitrogen, it puts all kinds of beautiful ingredients in your soil. Even if you have, like at the farm we have clay soil, which is very difficult to garden, but I don't worry about it because our garden at the farm that's the first year we've gardened there because we just didn't have a chance to do it before. So it's the first year of gardening there. Yes, my husband felt bad and he said, "Hun, I should have got you some good soil." I said, no, this is the first year. We're going to deal with it the way it is, and we're going to keep composting and putting it back in there because the compost will break down that clay and make it into beautiful soil. Now, we have been gardening there only for a month, and I already, all the places where I put compost, I can see that the soil is getting softer. So you have to have patience. It doesn't take long, and it's awesome. Composting. Yeah. So to recap, three parts to composting. Your greens, which is all your table scraps, your eggshells, your coffee grinds. Coffee grinds are awesome, by the way. Beautiful composting material. So that's your first part of it. The second part is your browns, which is your decayed leaves, your grass cuttings. Use your grass cuttings. If you cannot fertilize your grass, that's awesome. If you can do everything you can organically, you're going to find, first of all, it works so much better because it doesn't deplete the soil. Unnatural products really deplete the soil. Organic products make your soil only better, and that is true with a lawn as well. You do not need synthetic products. So your I got sidetracked again. So first, your table scraps. Second, your browns. Your table scraps are your greens. Second are your browns. That is your leaves, grass clippings, paper, cardboard. Third is water. Actually, there's a fourth, you need air. So those four things for a good composter. Don't make it complicated. It's easy. I don't use meats again because that's a whole, they break down differently. They take a long time to break down, and I don't do it. I just use plant products. So composting, one of my very favorite things. Awesome. Have a great day.